Do you want to know the significance of this connection of the person you're asking about? What do you need to know? What the outcomes could be? Then you have three piles in front of you. Just take a moment to think about your person and then you can select any one of these piles. For pile number one, we have this orange stone. For pile number two, we have this green stone. And finally, for pile number three, we have this purple stone. And maybe if you have more than one person in mind, you could take a moment and select one pile for the first person and then do the same for the rest. And I'll see you in your reading. So go to the timestamps in the description and I'll see you there. Welcome to your reading, pile number one. If you chose this orange stone, then this is your reading. So today we'll be looking at why did this person on your mind, why did they enter your lives? What do you need to know about this connection? And stay tuned till the end to find out what the outcome of this connection might be. And remember that this reading is for the collective, so take only the messages that resonate. And if you want a personal reading, you can check out the description box below to get all the details. So, Spirit, pile number one, why did this person enter their lives? What do we need to know about this connection? What could the outcomes of this connection be? All right, pile number one. So, in your reading, I can see that perhaps some of you in pile number one, you met this person through a social setting, through common friends, or some setting where there was celebration of some sort, people coming together, or maybe you have similar interests, similar hobbies, or there's something of that sort that introduced both of you, that brought you into each other's lives. And I also see this sense of the connection being really fulfilling, full of fun and joy, and full of connection in the beginning. But with the Nine of Swords here, perhaps now the reason that you're asking about this connection, about this person, could be that even though things were so amazing in the past, but now maybe the person isn't responding to you in the same way. Or maybe for some of you, I see there's two possibilities here. Either this is a no contact or a low contact situation, which means that earlier you used to talk to your person all the time, but now for a little while you haven't been able to talk to them for whatever reason that might be. And for some of you, with all these swords lined up, I also see that this could be a potential long distance situation. So maybe the person is not close to you, they're somewhere else, and that has affected this connection. And now you're asking whether things will move forward, whether both of you will meet, or what the future might look like. And even though I understand that there are worries at the moment, things aren't going in your favor, and there's a bit of doubt about whether this connection is even meant to progress in a positive direction. And for that, I'm getting a big yes, that yes, there is going to be a positive outcome full of so many blessings, because as you see in this judgment card, we have, so first of all, this is a major arcana card. So it right away tells me that there is some significance to this connection. This connection, this person has a lot to offer to you, and they are going to be influential in your journey moving forward. And with the judgment, there's another sign of a prayer being answered, or it's almost like a calling and you're answering that calling. So here I'm seeing that for some of you, this person is meant to be in your life and they are meant to fulfill a bigger purpose. And um, what I was saying with the connection earlier, so maybe when you initially met this person, you were just getting to know each other. At that point, it must have felt that it was sort of surprising for you that in just such a short amount of time of connection, you could feel so strongly for someone. And now you're doubting that whether those feelings were even real. And Spirit is trying to console you, trying to confirm that yes, there is a lot of significance to this connection, and maybe that's why this connection felt so strong in the beginning. So let's have a bit of a deeper look at what the outcome of this connection might be, or what else. Okay, too many cards, Spirit. So I think right off the bat, too many cards. I see there's so much going on in this connection. So Spirit, just one more card about what the future of this connection is, what outcomes can we expect here. Okay, so I think there's absolutely no doubt here about the significance of this connection, because first of all, you had so many cards just falling out, so there's so much that this connection is here to teach you. And now with all your clarification card, every single one is a major arcana card. So this gives me a very clear indication that this person has a huge role to play in your life. They are going to be very impactful in your journey forward. And you know what I was saying earlier, it's the exact same message, that you had a wish or a prayer, and right now it's like that prayer has been answered. So the magician tells me that it almost seems like your manifestations have come true with this connection with this person. And in the beginning you were almost even shocked, maybe to a point, that how could a person this perfect, or and again, this could be in any setting, whether that's a romantic connection, a friend, someone in your work setting, someone that you're planning to start something with. So I see it almost feels like you manifested this person, as if you had a certain idea of a person in mind and that person just landed into your life. So I get that very strong feeling of this connection having something deeper to it, even if things might be a little slow at the moment, or there's time, distance, other responsibilities that are coming in the picture which are not allowing you to speak to each other. But just hold on for a bit longer, because I see so much potential here, so much abundance in this connection. And with the Empress card, I see this, there's this energy of a new creation, a new birth, something new sprouting in this situation. So the Empress always tells me, coming in a connection reading or related to relationships and things like that, that there's abundance that is going to come into the picture, come into this relationship. And for some of you, you might even, like right now, there's a bit of a pause or some delay in the connection moving forward, because soon it's going to turn into something much more, maybe on a much more committed level. So if you have just met this person, you've just known them for a little while, then maybe after this little period of pause, it might turn into a proper relationship. You might get to know each other on a deeper level. Or if it has been, you've been dating for a while, you've been going out, you've been seeing each other, then I see there is a potential of this becoming a much more committed relationship, both of you having longer term involvement in each other's lives. And if you are asking about this person in a professional setting, then there I see that there is a lot of scope of this connection becoming much more deeper. Both of you might start working together, or I see, you know, that this person is going to impact your overall journey a lot. So they will in some ways help you reach closer to where you're meant to be. And finally, with the world card coming here, I also see this sense of so almost like a completion, like you've been, maybe in the past you've not had this kind of a fulfilling connection, and you've had a long period of things just not working out in your favor, and it has been a bit disappointing. So with the world card, I see that disappointment, that cycle of things not working out finally coming to a close, and then you being able to move into a much more positive, much more a healthy direction. So I see this person is going to play a very, very impactful role in your life moving forward. So now a couple of zodiac signs that might be a bit significant in this connection. So we have the magician card here, which actually has all four suits in it. So maybe that tells me that maybe this person is someone who is overall pretty well grounded. They might have the energies, the strengths of each of these the major zodiac signs, the earth, fire, water, and air. So I'm seeing that as someone who sort of fulfills your needs on multiple levels, and that's why it almost seems that it's the most perfect person who has sort of landed into your life. And here we also have the world card, which you know also has this energy of almost all the strengths of the entire tarot suit, the deck coming together. So here I see that this person is going to be someone who's really well grounded, who is someone who fulfills maybe not just one need or one aspect of your connection, but it's like fulfilling on many, many levels. And with the magician, it's also often associated with Aries, so that could be one significant sign. The empress could be connected with Taurus, so maybe that's a significant sign, a person with those signs in their charts. And finally, with the world, this could be someone with an Aquarius sign. And again, it doesn't matter if the person that you're asking about doesn't have these signs in their placement. It could just be an indication of maybe the time frame around which you meet, or maybe even the traits or the qualities that this person possesses. And now we'll look at sort of the final card, the card that you chose. So here I see the joy card, and you, if you want, you can take a moment to just pause or take a screenshot if you want to. But this joy card, it's giving us the overall energies of this situation, overall um, purpose why this connection is entering your life. And with the joy card, I see this. So even the joy card says that joy springs from a sense of connection to the divine. And here I'm seeing that with this person, they might illuminate certain. It might this connection might bring out some of your own beliefs, some of your own visions or thoughts that you've had in the past, but you weren't too confident about it. And now this person might even come as, because with the judgment also we see this connection with the divine, this archangel sort of giving us certain messages. So maybe if you are someone who is spiritual but not too confident about your beliefs or practices, or maybe you've had a belief, like you've been believing in the universe, angel numbers, signs and synchronicities around you, or things like that, but you haven't been too confident, or you've never experienced a connection where you could talk about these things to other people. So here I'm seeing that maybe this person coming into your life, they could strengthen your connection with the divine, and you could feel so much joy in this connection. And here, the joy card, it also says, look beyond the surface and seek the light in the heart of each person. And that's why I am seeing that maybe the person that you're asking about, there is a very deep connection to them, between both of you, but maybe the reason why it's not progressing in a sort of a quick manner, or why there is a moment of pause here, it could be because both of you, and not just you but maybe the even the other person, you're sort of caught up by what's on the surface, or maybe if there has been a bit of disagreement, or not aligning with each other on some topic or the other, or some belief that hasn't matched. So here the question is about, give some time, have some a bit of patience with this connection, but after that period, try to again communicate with each other and see that what's at the bottom of these beliefs. Is it actually that there is a deep disconnection, or um, misalignment in beliefs, or is it just that you both have similar beliefs but you approach things from a different direction? So here it could help to first of all understand the other person's point of view, where are they coming from, and what can they offer to this connection, how can you learn from this connection. So it's a bit about seeing the person on a much more deeper level, getting to know them on a deeper level. And this card, it also tells us about a kind of a joy that will ignite your life. And even the affirmation, this statement that you can repeat from this card is, I find joy in everything. So one thing that I can see here is that for some of you, it could mean that this connection is here for the long term, and especially with all these major arcana cards here, this could be a very significant connection. You might spend a lot of time with each other. This person could be in your life for a much longer period. And even if it's something that is not long term, that is a bit temporary, or for a specific person within a specific situation, even there I see that this person is bringing in a lot of joy in your life. And especially I sort of want to come back to this nine of wands. So if on any level you've been having a difficult time, you've been having sleepless nights, and it seems as if things just aren't working out in your favor, so here I see this person bringing in this sense of joy back into your life, helping you see this situation from another perspective, helping you feel this connection with the divine. Because with the nine of swords, there's also this additional message of, when you feel disconnected, when you feel that you're completely alone, and the universe isn't looking out for you, or your angels and spirit guides aren't listening to you, aren't connected with you. So if a moment like that happens, there it can feel very lonely at that point. It feels as if you don't really have a support system with you. And with this person that you're asking about, I'm seeing that through your connection, through the way things evolve, it will turn into something much more deeper, and this person will help you realize that you're not alone. And even if the person themselves, they don't stay in your life for a much longer time, but it will still be very impactful, because through this connection, through the joy, this love, this connection, this acceptance you're experiencing, your connection with the universe is strengthened. So this feeling of loneliness is addressed. You're able to connect with the person, and even you're able to connect with your own self, your higher self, on a much more deeper level. So file number one, these are all the messages that I have for you today. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you like the messages, and if you want to book a personal reading, you can go to the description box below and see all the details. And I'll see you in your next reading. Bye bye. Hello, pile number two. So, if you want to know about this person, this connection that you're asking about, why did you meet them? Why did they enter your life? And what is the guidance here? What could the outcome of this connection be? Then make sure to stay tuned till the end of your reading. And remember that this is a reading for the collective. So take only the messages that resonate. And if you want to book a personal reading with me, you can find all the details in the description below. So, Spirit, file number two, why did they meet this person on their mind? What do we need to know about this connection? What do we need to know about this connection for pile number two, Spirit? All right, pile number two. So for you, I see starting off with the Four of Pentacles card. So there's two messages here. First of all, it might be that some of you in pile number two, you're asking about a connection that has something to do with your with your professional life, with your career, or someone that you've met who is going to be very significant in your journey in terms of your professional life, in terms of your career, whether that's a partnership, or maybe even if it is a potential love connection, it could be someone that you've met through similar interest, a similar job, or maybe you work together, you study together, or something of that sort. So, with this person, why did this person enter your life? First of all, with this Four of Pentacles, I'm seeing that for a while you've been really careful. You've been careful about who you give your love and attention to, who you give your affection to. And on some level, it also feels like you've been holding your affection back. So you haven't freely been um, giving anyone who shows interest in you love or affection, or you've been very careful with who you allow into your life. And I'm seeing that as something that was an important part of your journey, because there was this sense of holding back, or not having the kind of connections that you want, or not being able to connect deeply with the kind of people that you wanted to. And that's why the Four of Pentacles here, it also tells me that maybe on some level you felt as if or sometimes we get this sense that there's no one else like us, or no one out there thinks like us, feels like us, or has these same thoughts like us. And that's what I'm seeing here with the Four of Pentacles, that maybe for a while you felt a bit alone, or you felt a bit disconnected with the people around you. So you haven't been able to develop the kind of connection that you imagine with the person around you, with the people around you. And this person entering your life, I see that as a page of someone represented by this Page of Wands. So I see that this person is someone who has really created this shift in energies around you. They've really changed things around you. You're not really sure anymore that um is it that things just seem too perfect on the surface, or is there some actual depth to this person, to this connection? And with the Page of Wands, I'm also seeing that this could be a person who entered your life after a significant change. So for example, if you've recently moved cities, you've changed a job, you've started something new, or some kind of change that has taken place in your life, and it could be through something like that, that this you've encountered this person has entered your life. And here I'm also seeing that you have been in this earth energy, this energy of wanting to be grounded, wanting stability, whereas with the Page of Wands we have this fire energy, which is all about movement, passion, ambition, and just this fiery energy of a lot of changes happening. So maybe for now you're feeling as if there's a bit of a disconnect, or you being this in this space of wanting stability, you're not able to understand what the significance of this person might be, who is always on the go, always wanting change and shift in their lives. And maybe you're even questioning whether this person is right for me, considering that you might have different personalities, opposite personalities, and now you're doubting whether this connection is even going to last or what the outcome might be. And for that we have the judgment card, and actually even in pile 1 we got this card. So if you were drawn to that pile 2, maybe you could check out the message in pile 1 after this reading. But with the judgment card, I see this sense of um it seems like for a while when you were in this moment of pause, not really giving your affection to anyone, or maybe you haven't had a significant relationship in quite a while, or even if you did have relationships, they weren't as fulfilling. So while you were in that period of waiting around, I sense that you could have been praying for a certain kind of person or a certain kind of connection to enter your life. And right now, with this page of wands person, this person who has entered your life, it almost feels like a prayer has been answered. And on some level, you do feel the depth of this connection. And maybe that's why you're even asking about this person in the first place. So the judgment card always tells us about there's something deeper, there's a calling that's being answered. And since there is also this image of the archangel on this card, I can also see that there is some divine guidance and support for this connection. If you're feeling disconnected, if you're feeling lonely in this journey, then maybe it's time to just connect a bit deeper with whatever you have faith in, whether that's the spirit, universe, angels, anything that you believe in. Try to see if strengthening your connection with that faith, with that belief, does that give you any signs of helping you understand the significance of this connection. Because here I see that this connection is definitely divinely guided. But with this card, there's also, because the figures that we see at the bottom of this card. So with this card, I always see this sense of vulnerabilities, or sort of being out in the open. And I'm seeing that maybe for some of you there are either certain insecurities, or maybe certain aspects of yourself or of your past or something that you aren't too proud of. And maybe in this connection with this person, that they are someone who really highlight this or bring these insecurities, these beliefs, this shadow aspect of yourself to the forefront. And that can be a very vulnerable spot to be in, that in a connection that you feel so strongly in, for that person to bring out these things within you can be very scary. On some level it can feel that you're vulnerable, this person sort of can see you inside out. And maybe even because of that feeling, because of this sense that this person knows me way too well within such a short amount of time, maybe even because of that you could be holding back your affection. Or even though on some level you feel that this person is significant, you want this person to be in your life, but just because they are bringing about certain insecurities within you, you are sort of holding back. So now we'll also look at a bit more clarification about what do you need to do moving forward, and what can the outcome of this connection be. So we have the world card. Spirit, what else do we need to know about this connection? What else do we need to know about the outcome of this, or what do we need to do? What does pile 2 need to do? All right, pile number 2. So here I'm seeing that um first of all, again, if pile 1, the orange stone, if that was also something that you were attracted to, then maybe there could be some messages for you there as well, because we had both the judgment and the world card in pile 1 as well. And we'll also see a bit more clarification with your final card, so stay tuned till then. But with the world card, I'm seeing that this cycle, this period of being alone, being by yourself, being careful about who you give your love and affection to, or who you trust in a connection of any sort, whatever the nature of that connection might be. With the world, I'm seeing that that cycle, that pattern is finally coming to an end. And both of these cards together, the Four of Pentacles and the Page of Wands, it shows me that you have been maybe even not putting yourself out there. You've been limiting the interactions or connections you've had, and right now you are taking a bit of steps forward. You are wanting to attract certain kind of people or certain connections into your life, and that I'm seeing as a confirmation here with the world card, that you're finally letting go of this period of being by yourself and finally entering a phase where you're ready to invest your time and energy into another person. And here with the Three of Pentacles, we actually have some more confirmation that you know what I was saying here with the Four of Pentacles, that you could have encountered this person in setting that's related to your, maybe your academics, your professional life, some interest, something related to house or money or job, study, something of that sort, because the Three of Pentacles always shows me that sort of a setup. And here it's also, maybe you met this person in a context where there was no assumption or no idea or notion of the connection evolving into something that's a bit more towards the romantic end, or even if it has been a bit of a professional setup. So earlier there were no assumptions that it would turn into a friendship or something of that sort. So maybe even because of the nature of the setting where you first met each other or how you were introduced to each other, that could be a potential blockage in terms of why this connection isn't evolving forward, or maybe not turning the way that you expect it to. And here I also want to say that, when something like that happens, that we meet someone in a certain context and it doesn't evolve in the way that we want it to, the Three of Pentacles first of all gives us a sign of a bit of patience that's required, and to also invest your energies at the moment in just the way that the connection has been evolving so far. Can you like, how can you strengthen the connection in the context that it is right now, and then leave it up to the timing to work itself out, so that later on, the way that you want this connection to be, it can turn into something like that. So again, for example, if you are a student, or if you are if you're working, and within that professional setup, that academic setup, you've met someone, and maybe you have developed a crush on them, or you're feeling a bit strongly about that person, and now you're asking how it's going to unfold. So for now at least, and then I'll come to the Two of Cups because there is more message here, but for now it seems that the best thing to do for now would be to be yourself in this connection as it is now. So within that academic or professional setup or any other setting that you might have met this person in, let that situation unfold in its own ways. And here I'm also getting a message about not being too quick, or too, don't rush too much in revealing all your feelings to this person, or maybe even from your end trying to get to know how this person feels, what do they see with the connection, because I'm seeing that any sort of rush within this connection might turn things around that's not in your favor. So there is a bit of a message about patience, about like, going into this a little bit slow. But having said that, the final card that came out for you is the Two of Cups card, and it is one of the most positive cards that I see for a fulfilling connection where there is mutual give and take, where you feel like you belong, where you feel like really you feel accepted, you feel that you're here. I'm also seeing a message of reciprocity. So maybe right now where you are at, there could be a bit of less sense of reciprocity, that you on your end you are having certain feelings, but you don't know for sure how this other person is feeling, or you might even be thinking that there's nothing at all from that person's end. And the Two of Cups coming here tells me that as the situation will unfold, after a bit of patience, it is going to be something where you feel a deeper connection with them. Things will evolve into a bit more of like the context of the connection might change. You both might get to know each other on a deeper level, and the Two of Cups also gives me a sense of this counterpart energy, or a fulfilling connection where there is a lot of alignment. Both of you are seeing in the same direction. You want the same outcomes for this connection. But the guidance right now, so first of all, be a bit patient about how this connection is at the moment. And second message with the Three of Pentacles, I also see is in this situation, it might help to get a third perspective, or maybe someone uh, if there is someone that you trust, a close friend, or so whoever that you trust within this setting, and you've been having these doubts, you've been having these feelings, and then you don't know what exactly to do with them. So if there is a person that you trust, someone that you know won't really go against you and reveal your feelings to this person, so there it might help to just talk about it, just have this conversation. Because here I'm seeing that um what I was saying earlier with the Four of Pentacles, that you are feeling that you're alone by yourself and there's a sense of support that's lacking. So if you are feeling like that on any level, then it might help to talk about this to someone that you trust, someone that can give you the guidance that you need moving forward, and even just a fresh perspective onto the situation. Because while we're in the connection, while we're in it, we might not fully realize the significance of it, or we might even question whether am I just thinking too much, is it that it's all in my head and there's nothing truly present in this connection. So there it might help to talk about this to someone. And what I was also saying earlier, that this connection might be bringing out some of your insecurity. So one thing that I'm seeing is maybe this person is someone who's very charismatic, who's liked by all people around. So if you are maybe in a group setting and you've met them and you feel certain things about them, but you also see that the person being a similar level of friendly, or being nice to even the other people around, so now you're questioning whether you're even worthy of this person's attention. And if any of those insecurities are coming up, this all the cards here are sort of giving you an assurance that it's not just you who's feeling things on a deeper level. There might be feelings on the other person's end too. So make sure that you're not letting your own doubts, your fears, your insecurities hold you back from just experiencing what the potential of this connection moving forward could be. And with that, I'll come to your final card here, what the angels want to tell you. So here we have the cooperation card. So take a moment and pause, take a screenshot if you wish to, with the affirmation on this card. But this card here is, again, since it is about cooperation, I'm getting another um, confirmation that you might be meeting this person in a group setting, and initially there might be some sort of teamwork involved. You're working with this person in a team, you are in a setting where you need to cooperate with the people around you. There's maybe a common project or something that you're working towards. And the cooperation card also tells me that right now, one thing that um, if there are insecurities about whether this person would accept you, how do they feel about you, are you worthy of them. So one thing that I'm seeing here is, because we have the pentacles card, two pentacles cards here, I'm seeing that the reason why this person might become interested in you, or they might start to appreciate a bit more, could happen not from a point of view of an initial attraction or just immediately thinking of things in a romantic setting. Rather, I see that they are developing this interest in you because of certain skills and talents of yours. Because even the angel card here says that you use your skills and talents for the common good. So here I'm seeing that you have certain skills and talents in the area that you're studying in, you are working, or any team project or something of that sort that you're involved in. I'm seeing that you have certain skills that are more than enough to impress anyone. The dedication that you have in your work, in and just your overall talents that you possess, I'm seeing that the person that you're asking about might be impressed by those things. And this card here also says that eliminate power struggles, conflict, and competition which come from an ego desire to win. So because we had the three of pentacles card here, and even this energy that things might be in a group setting right now, so there I'm getting another message that if, for example, you feel that someone else within this group or within that setting is is a competition for you, and in this path of between you and the person that you're asking about, there's someone else who is causing conflict in the situation. So the answer is um, not to have this animosity with that person, not to turn too much against this whoever this competition might be, but rather the sense of cooperation, because I'm seeing that's going to be something that leads you to the highest good in this situation. And here it also says that make it your aim that everyone has a sense of satisfaction from work done. So definitely this idea of teamwork is coming very strongly, and if you want, you can repeat the statement that's on this card, which is I cooperate with everyone. So yes, I can see that this period of not getting time to have interaction with this person one on one, and maybe all your interactions at the moment are just within this group setting, and there's competition around, conflict around. So just hold your ground, have faith in your own skills and your talents, and remind yourself that that is something that could help you win the affection of this person. And definitely I want to end your reading with this two of cups card here. So because we have this card, it sort of gives us a confirmation that things will evolve in moving from the 3 to the 2. So right now, if there is a limitation of having this group around, eventually it is going to turn into something where it's just the two of you. You can get to know this person on a deeper level. And again, because the judgment card is present here, I can see that one of the reasons that you met them is because this connection is divinely guided. There is future to this, there is scope to this. And also remember that even if it doesn't evolve into something purely romantic or just what you have in mind, what you're imagining, it could still be a significant connection because of the way that it's helping you in other settings. It's helping you bring out your own skills and talents forward, and maybe you might partner up in a different way, like you're working together, working towards a common goal. Or maybe you have a particular idea in mind that you want to manifest, a creative idea, a project, and this person that you're asking about could provide the necessary resources, skills, and help you turn this idea into a much more fruitful project. So definitely this connection is significant. It is going to bring about a lot of prosperous outcomes for you. Just hold on for a while longer, especially when there are moments where your own insecurities are brought to the surface. Apart from that, I see this connection having a very fruitful future ahead. So, if these messages resonated, make sure to like the video and subscribe to my channel. And if you want to book a personal reading with me, all details are in the description box below. And I'll see you in the next reading. Bye bye. Hello, pile number 3. If you chose this purple stone, then this is your reading. And we look at why this person that you're asking about, the person on your mind, why did they enter your life? What is it that you need to know about this connection, and what could the potential outcomes be? So stay tuned till the end of the reading to get all your questions answered. And also remember that this is a reading for the collective, so take only the messages that resonate. And if you want to book a personal reading with me, you can find all the details in the description box below. So, Spirit, what does pile 3 need to know about this connection on their mind? What does pile 3 need to know about this person, this connection? Why did pile 3 meet this person? Why did pile 3 meet the person on their mind? Any messages, guidance for pile number 3? All right, pile number 3. So these are your cards. And okay, so first of all, because we have two major arcana cards, the Empress and the Hermit, I'm getting a sense that there is there is a lot of significance to this connection. This person is definitely someone important in your journey moving forward. And because there is so much significance to it, I can understand why you're asking about them, why you want to know how things will unfold. And first of all, what I'm seeing here with the Four of Pentacles is maybe on some level, before this person had entered your life, you were feeling a bit disappointed. Maybe there were other things in your life that weren't working out. Or, for example, you were in other connections or other relationships before you met this person, and those were a bit disappointing. Or maybe you were attracted to someone, you had an interest in someone else, and that connection didn't really evolve in the way that you wanted to, and it led to a bit of disappointment, and it left you questioning whether um, you would even find a connection like this moving forward. So here I'm seeing that, but even with this card, even though there is a message of disappointment that we see here, so even though this person is disappointed about these three cups or the outcomes not being in their favor, we also see this one cup entering as an offering, entering as something that could be fulfilling in the journey moving forward. So here I'm seeing that the person that you're asking about might have entered your life at a point where you were experiencing some kind of disappointment, things not working out in your favor, or in general, there was an overall feeling of emotional dissatisfaction, whether that was in terms of your personal life, your connections, your professional life, and there was some aspect of your life where things weren't as fulfilling, or maybe you even felt that there were certain things missing. And the person that you're asking about, I'm seeing that person as someone who brings in so much abundant energy into your life. So it feels a bit jarring that you've moved suddenly from this disappointing setting and now to a connection where this person is so bright, so vibrant, they have so much to offer to you. And sometimes what happens is when our wishes are answered, but if right before that there was a period of disappointment, so just the pain, the hurt of that disappointment is so strong that we aren't able to fully accept when this bright new opportunity enters our life. And that's also what I'm seeing here, that maybe this person that you're asking about, they are someone who makes you feel fulfilled, who addresses all your needs and wants, and they are a very positive influence in your life. But because in the past things haven't turned out for the best, or things haven't been as fulfilling, so right now you're not able to fully appreciate this new connection that has entered your life. And something so interesting, the candle just blew off, so I had to light it up again. And I sort of see that as a very similar message to what's happening in this connection. Like, uh, an earlier spark was blown off, and you were feeling disappointed. You didn't know where to go next, or if that similar sort of a bright energy would even enter your life again. And now that exact bright energy that you had been wishing for, it's right in front of you through this connection, but you still have these doubts and questions whether the past hurt and disappointment, what if something like that happens again, what if I again go through a similar journey, what if this person that you're asking about, what if they also hurt me in a similar manner. And obviously you have this feeling of not wanting to experience that similar pain again. And like, obviously with that, give yourself first the time and give yourself a bit of compassion to deal with this disappointment, to address that fully. But also make sure that you don't stay stuck in that disappointment for a long time, so that you're not even able to see the significance of these bright positive connections, this person right in front of you. And with the Empress, I'm also seeing that the reason why you met this person could be because they are here to reignite that spark within you. If there has been a long period of having lost faith in connections, or just not having enough trust that there are people who have the best intentions in mind for you, and they are going to be there for you no matter what. So if there have been any of those kinds of fears, worries, this person, this connection has entered your life almost as a reminder of that you are deserving of these positive connections, and you will find them again. And here with the Hermit, I'm also seeing that one of the major lessons that you are going to learn in this journey with this connection with this person is a lot about self discovery, about soul searching. So one thing that I'm seeing, that maybe in your past connections, and again, whether that has been romantic or friendships or just professional connections or anything of that sort, I'm seeing that maybe in the past you've lowered your standards for other people. You've allowed energies into your life that you knew weren't the best for you, or maybe at least on an intuitive level, even before the connection developed, maybe you knew that this person is not going to make you feel as fulfilled. But just because you didn't, maybe you wanted to have a connection, you didn't want to be by yourself, so you accepted that sort of a treatment, and that inevitably it did lead into the disappointment that you intuitively knew about. So right now, this person that you're asking about, they have come into your life to remind yourself to look within, to look deeper about what are your own standards, what are these um, what are your own deal breakers in a relationship, what are certain values that you stand by strongly, and you don't want anyone, you don't want to lower these standards or go against your own values just because of a connection or just because of a person. And for some of you, maybe take this message as it resonates, but maybe with the Hermit, the Virgo sign could be important. So maybe the person that you're asking about could have their sun, moon, rising as Virgo, or maybe you have these in your charts, or you could have met this person around the Virgo season, which was around September. So here what I'm seeing is maybe um, this person, again we look at a bit more clarification, but what I'm definitely seeing is that this person, just this connection as a whole, is going to be, it's going to feel a little confrontational to you, that you are made to reflect a bit deeper about your own standards, your own values, and these much deeper questions about what is it that you're actually looking for in a connection, or what are the things that matter to you the most, and what are these beliefs or values that you hold on to that you just cannot let go of for any person that enters your life. So I'm seeing that as a very strong message here, that this person is going to confront these feelings within you. You're going to enter a phase of just having a lot of deep reflections. And now we'll look at a bit more clarification, so stay tuned till the end. We'll look at any messages that spirit has for these two cards. Immediately fell off. One more card, one more clarification, please, Spirit, about this connection. Why did this person enter pile three's life? All right, pile number three. So we have both the Queen and the King coming together. And again, in terms of energies, even though we do talk about divine masculine and divine feminine, it does not at all have to connect with the gender that you identify with. It's just in energetic terms, whenever a queen and a king card comes together in a reading, it tells me that there is some sense of this counterpart energy, potential of a partnership, of a connection where both of you can have something a bit deeper together. So what I'm seeing here is definitely there. First of all, this past wound, this part hurt has to be addressed. Acknowledge what this person in this specific connection is offering you. And even if it feels a bit confrontational, even if this person in some ways is making you look a bit deeper, so just hold on, see what you can learn from these connections. And I see with both the king and the queen coming together, there could be a potential of this connection evolving into something a bit more deeper as you move forward. And so the we have the Queen of Swords and the King of Pentacles. So the Swords, the Queen here, she is someone who is very logical, who is very um like quick with her words, who plans well, who puts logic over emotions. And I'm seeing that this Queen of Swords, so it could either be you or the person that you're asking about. The actual gender that you identify with doesn't matter. So the queen, this person, the Swords person, is someone who is very um like they are very quick to make certain decisions, or if something doesn't feel right for them, then they will immediately know what energy to cut off from their lives. Whereas this King of Pentacles, this person is someone who is a lot more, like they might sometimes let things go, let things slide, or they won't be as quick or harsh in their decisions, just because they value the sense of peace and groundedness and stability a lot more than just just cutting off or letting go of connection. So here what I'm seeing with both these cards is maybe one person in this specific connection is someone who really values peace and stability, and they would choose to compromise rather than to argue about something. And the other person in this connection is someone who really is not going to let someone walk over them, or who is going to stand by their own beliefs and values strongly no matter what. So that's why there could be a bit of clash in this connection initially, where you're getting to know each other a bit more deeper. You're trying to navigate these different expectations and needs that both of you present in in this connection. And because we have the Strength as the final card, it's also telling me that on this just connection as a whole is going to require a lot of emotional strength on your part, on both of your part, in fact, because there is going to be at least a bit of clash in the beginning, because both of you have different expectations, both of you have different ways of approaching things. Like one stands very strongly to their values and is very harsh to cut people off, whereas the other person would rather compromise and find this peace. So now it becomes about how can you um, achieve this level of reciprocity where no one has to put their values down and you can reach common ground. And that can be a bit of a difficult task. So if you are already in this phase of conflict and you're already experiencing this clash of interest, then this Strength card comes as a reminder to, so like it's quite interesting here, because in this strength card, we have this person being a bit violent, and there's sort of a fight that's happening here. But if we talk about the traditional rider Waite imagery of the strength card, that is a lot more to do with our emotional strength and dealing with things in a bit more peaceful manner. So this contrast is sort of telling me that maybe either you or your person is someone who would rather deal with things by compromising, by being patient, calm, using your own emotional strength, your gentleness, whereas the other person in the situation would rather, right, like, just fight head on. So even there, I'm seeing that one challenge or one lesson that you are meant to learn in this connection is to find this balance about solving conflicts. Like, how can you both reach a common ground when you have different ways of dealing with this conflict between the both of you? And sort of as a final guidance for you in this connection, what else we need to know? We have this angel card which talks about aspiration. So take a moment and pause or take a screenshot if you want to read this card and the affirmation on it. But this card overall, it tells me a lot about ambition and sort of going beyond your comfort zone and not settling down. So it could be possible that maybe you, file number three, are someone who is more in this King of Pentacles energy, that you would rather compromise and find peace rather than just stirring up a fight or an argument just because you want to prove your point or something like that. So here I'm seeing that one lesson for you, or why you met this person, was to deal with your own ways of responding to conflicts or situations like these. So here I'm seeing that one lesson for you to learn is how can you stand your own ground and not let other people walk all over you, or how can you make sure that other people aren't taking you for granted and they are honoring your own values and beliefs too. Because this, the card, aspiration card, it's talking about it's time to set your sights higher, and if you are settling for mediocre, then you need to aim beyond that. So one thing that I'm seeing here is, as I mentioned earlier, that maybe in your connection so far you've had to lower your standards just because you didn't find anyone who completely met all your expectations. So you were left with no choice but to lower your expectations and just accommodate to the needs of the other person. And right now, this aspiration card here is a very clear indicator to not settle down, to not compromise, and to just express yourself in a much more deeper manner. Don't just let someone else force you to lower your own expectations. And this card also asks you to ask your angels for help, your guides for help, if you ever feel stuck in this connection. And the affirmation at the bottom of this card is, I aspire to the great and glorious. So one thing that I'm seeing that is, in this connection, even though it might, and again, use your intuition, use your own free will here, and use your own judgment here. But if you find yourself having a lot more arguments with this person, and you're seeing some conflicts happening here, so maybe that is present because you need to learn the lesson about standing your ground. You need to learn, maybe these conflicts are there in this specific connection, in this situation with this person, because there's a certain lesson that you have to learn about ending this pattern of letting someone else um, force you to lower your own expectations. So that's a lesson to be learned here. And even though there were the queen and the king energy here, this counterpart sort of an energy, this partnership, but it could also mean that this specific connection doesn't, for all of you in pile 2, it might not evolve into a deeper connection, or maybe the connection that you're thinking of. Rather, it's just a connection where you learn these certain things about how to stand up for yourself, how to have your own standards that no one else can come and lower or force you to lower. And maybe that's something that this connection is teaching you, and that's the role that this person is here to play. And now, one thing interesting with this is, so even though this person that you're meeting, they are going to be someone who help you stay rooted to your own values and standards, but it might happen that in this connection itself, the person that you're asking about, they could have certain values or beliefs that go against yours. And now you're at a crossroad about whether to continue with this connection, or to compromise and stay with them, or to leave, or um, have your own standards, your own values be something that dictates how you proceed with the situation. So at that point, you will be the one to use your own free will, your intuition, your will to make a decision whether the just because this connection has been significant, do you still want to stay with them, or do you want to honor the lesson that this person has taught you in your life, which is about these aspirations of yours, about not settling down for any less, about not giving this specific person multiple chances just because you feel strongly for them, but to maintain that connection you are having to lower your own standards. So at that point, if that's a stage that you're presently at, or if that's something that happens later on, then the main guidance for you is to just basically, if I can sum up this reading, that don't settle down for less. So make sure that you're connected to your own values, to your own standards, and you are respecting and honoring yourself. And finally, I want to end your reading with the Hermit card once again, and pointing this out that even though it might feel a bit of a lonely journey that you're fighting by yourself, that um, it seems that no matter what you do, you're just not able to encounter a person who fully fulfills each and every need of yours. And obviously in relationships you won't agree with each other on 100% of the topics, but there are certain things that are deal breakers, or certain things that you just can't let go of. So if it means to let go of that person just so you can stay true to the values, make sure that you're honoring that, you're doing that, and not staying with the person and going against your values just because you don't want to be on this lonely journey. So that's the main message for you here. That's the guidance to follow. And apart from that, I just want to say that you, pile number three, I see you as someone who has a lot of this strength within you. It's just that this strength has to be, you have to tap into your own strength, you have to identify this within you, and then use that strength to respond to the connections in your life. And with that, I'll end your reading here, pile number three. So make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel if the messages resonated. Let me know in the comments below if there's something that you liked about this reading, or other topics that you would want me to do a reading on. And all details about booking a personal reading with me are in the description box below. So take care, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye bye.